Libra, hey, I'm here to dip into your collective energy to see how this next quest is going to be playing out for you. And that quest is the one that will be leading us up to the third initiatory gateway that will be coming in on September 17th with the full moon partial lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces that will also be eclipsing the north node of Aries. So we're heading to a really important juncture in this whole cycle of the nodes of fate and destiny and how that's going to roll out. I feel like this is the last little bit. It's the home stretch for you, Libra. Everything is being balanced out, so to speak, before it's determined if you're going to be able to rise on up as the Empress or the Emperor and take your appropriate position there. Did you learn the lessons? Did you balance out the karmic load that you had to balance out? We all got it, you know. As long as we're here in a physical body, we all have our work to do, and that's what karma is all about. It's the work that we inherited, that we came into this life to work through so we can gain a higher level of spiritual understanding. I did get a message coming in for you that there is a sense of poetic justice to what will roll out during this time period. I got the number 1010 coming in for you as a synchronicity to pay attention to. Whenever you see 1010, it means that there is some karmic cycle that is actively in the process of being wrapped up. What's on the other side of that is fulfillment. Fulfillment that you may not be able to see right now because you're in a process of sort of unfogging your future, okay? So maybe not everything is so certain, but you can be sure that time is on your side. And by time on your side, yes, we may be talking about the Rolling Stones. You might want to check out that song. I think you've been like a rolling stone. You don't gather any moss that way. You are keeping it moving. But also I feel like Kala, Mahakala, time is on your side. There is this guardian energy watching over you. There is a guardian energy that's helping you close these difficult cycles. And where the truth needs to be known, it will be known. There is a sense of poetic justice that is rolling out here in September as you head on up to that full moon partial lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 17th that impacts that north node of destiny that's in your opposite on that zodiac wheel, Aries, okay? So there's something here that is going to be known that perhaps was hidden up until then. I feel like right now you're still in this process where you're trying to discern your future, you're trying to peer into your future, even as you're just actively focusing on doing the work you need to do right here and now in the present. I do feel like you've been dealing with some difficulties. You've been sort of the target of a slander campaign, right? There may have been some damage to your reputation. I feel like rather than actively trying to combat that by getting into any kind of argument or trying to defend your position, you just kept it moving because you knew that how you were showing up was going to be more of a statement of truth than anything you could say to people who were inherently invested in misunderstanding you. I do feel there's an aspect of you that is rather unconventional. Maybe you see things in a different way than others, or you have beliefs that really vary from what is sort of like the societal norm. This may have put somewhat of a target on your back. I also feel that you had been singled out. There is this piece of separating you from the group. You might have had to go your own way for a while. That might have been difficult to kind of just stand on your own. And it might have been difficult for you to understand the motivation, like why? Why did this happen? Why did I feel like I got cast aside from people that I used to call my home or people I was really close to? All of this will make sense as we head up to that third initiatory gateway that will come in on the 17th of September with that Pisces lunar eclipse. We know that you made it through the second initiatory gateway that came in with the Aquarius supermoon that we just had. And so now it's just about just making it through this last little stretch, okay? I do think that one thing you need to be mindful of is where you've seen losses or where there's suffering, where there's still are things that have you wondering where things are heading, okay? You will be rewarded in measure with happiness on the other side of that, okay? So you need to really trust at this time and just continue to release the reins and allow yourself to be carried forward here. Now, I did get one little interesting message that I want to bring in, and that's that you might receive some news about a wedding. You might be invited to attend a wedding. I think that you really need to mind what comes up in you when you're invited to this wedding. There's something about feeling a bit of uncertainty about going, okay? It does have the vibe of a wedding. It could be any kind of get together, maybe that involves old friends or family, but it does have strong wedding vibes to it, okay? You would be advised to respect what your intuition tells you about that invitation. I think if you go, you're going to find nothing but trouble. It's going to be nothing but bad news. So just keep this, in mind, okay? I also got that your special magical ally as you move forward on this leg of the quest is the camellia. And this is coming through in many different ways for you. And I feel like whatever is rolling out now will lead to October magic. In fact, there is a variety of camellia flowers that are called October magic. And October is a very magical month for Libras. You're hosting the Ring of Fire eclipse, which is a solar eclipse that will be going down on October 2nd that mirrors the Virgo new moon that's going down on September 2nd. And then you also have your Hunter's Moon that comes up on the 17th that mirrors the Pisces partial lunar eclipse. Only difference is that Hunter's Moon, no eclipse energy, all lights on in the room. I do feel like that's when something's really going to be highlighted for you about how blessed you are, okay? Like I said, there's some kind of poetic justice rolling out here. So if you're curious about peering into your future, I feel like the camellia flower is inviting you to make it an ally. Camellia leaves and the petals themselves are often dried and used to make tea. So you might want to make some tea. I especially encourage you to capture some of that magic with these supermoons going on and make some moon water and incorporate that, perhaps incorporate it in some October magic that will come in. It is edible, all right? So you can work with it in any way that feels appropriate to you. You can use camellia in your bath. But really what camellia is bringing in is money, honey, okay? So your fortunes are on the rise. There's some riches coming in. There's a little bit of luxury coming in. I feel like there's some pampering, some decadence coming in. And in general, camellia helps you open your heart so you can receive the blessings that want to come in. So I think that you may have gone a little bit cold in this regard. You might be a little guarded around your heart. This is about letting the guards down around the heart. You have gone through some difficulties. I don't think that's completely cleared out yet. There might be some last challenges to sort of tie up as you move through September before you really get to the other side of this. But you got Adeptus spirit. You've gone through quite extensive self-reflection. You've come to understand yourself more. You've gathered quite a bit of inner strength. And I do feel like there's something beautiful that will be coming into union with you. And there's protection around this. The green calyx of the camellia flower that holds that flower in place is considered the masculine. It's considered the protector, and the petals are considered the feminine. So there is this message of what you are meant to join with, you will. What you are meant to merge with, you will. I don't feel like you are going to be coming into union with that until October, though. October is when that really comes together. October is when you find your mirror. October is when you find what is held within your heart and your soul is mirrored to you all around you, right? That's when the manifestation will take root. And it's 10:20 on the clock when I said that, okay? So There's something that you will only understand in hindsight by the time October rolls around. I also feel like this is a good time during September to really just continue to nurture yourself while you're waiting for the rewards to come in, while you're waiting for the scales to balance. Keep, on the path you've been on, stay humble, all right? Let things just sort of flow. And you might want to indulge in some pampering rituals, a little beautifying rituals, work with a little bit of that glamour magic, just to get yourself prepared for your shining moment. Bottom of the deck energy, we got Rhiannon, sorceress. Okay, so yes, I do feel like there's a special kind of magic brewing in your life, 1111. And I feel like it is around somebody that you are meant to come into contact with, meant to connect with. And it says you are a magical person who can manifest clear intentions into reality, which is why I feel you need to stay the course here, okay? Keep your spiritual focus. Don't get distracted by anything that's going to sort of like tear you down. And if you are interested in divination and fortune telling and all of that, you're also being encouraged to work with Camellia in that way. Camellia makes a wonderful tea, as we said, and you might want to learn a little bit about reading tea leaves, okay? So look at taking up some spiritual hobbies too, something that's always interested you, a certain course of study that also enriches your spirit, because there's more types of wealth than just that which comes through financial gain, although that certainly looks like that's on offer for you. 12:12 on the clock, okay? Again, the most magical hour of all. I do feel like you're going to close out this year really in the black, okay? So where you've been in the red or you've been trying to make ends meet, there's something that's really on the rise, and you'll have something to celebrate during the holiday seasons. I also feel you'll have somebody special to celebrate it with. All right. This is for any strong Libra placement, or if you have a prominent placement in the 7th house. Also, if you're an Aries rising, that makes you a Libra descendant, and you may find a lot of resonance in this read. Oh, I just saw the biggest falling star outside. Oh my God. That was so big. Was that an asteroid? It was so big. I don't know about any meteor showers right now. Are there meteor showers? I mean, that had a tail on it. Okay, there's some 1313 on the clock. There's some kind of special magic working in your life right now, okay? So pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the synchronicities. You might be really tapping into source right now and having certain abilities awaken in you too, Libra. All right, I want to get a goddess energy to just sort of preside over this quest for you, because this camellia is associated with that divine feminine kind of energy, that goddess energy. So we have Athena here, inner wisdom. You see, you've been through some really dark passages. I think you've dealt with some heavy stuff. And you're still trying to unfog your future. You don't have a clear view of it yet, but this is balancing out. I just noticed 14 on the clock. Okay, a little temperance action going on here. You're balancing things out with that temperance energy to come in. We do have an owl here, so there could be Sagittarius factoring in your situation. You could have a strong Sagittarius placement. I do see that full moon off in the distance there too, so something might get balanced out. With something that has to do with the 9th house. Do check out the 9th house on your natal chart. Notice what placements you have there, what planets you have there. That'll give you some insight into what this might be that's balanced out. There might be some deception that needs to be cleared out. Maybe some truth will be known. And this will bring some kind of balancing, some kind of transformation in a situation. As long as you rely on your inner wisdom and you don't get led astray, you're going to do just fine here. And it says, you know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. So I feel like there's something that really comes to the forefront, and it comes to the forefront with that full moon in Pisces on the 17th. That's an important initiatory gateway for you. I feel like you're really going to have to use your inner wisdom to make it through that one. I also feel like there's some kind of action that you are going to have to take. And it's one of those things where you're just really going to have to go with your gut and what feels right to you at that time. You might be worried about deception. You might be worried that there's things that's hidden from you. But as long as you fall back on the light you've been building inside, I think you'll be just fine. The camellia also encourages a lot of decisiveness, and it does put you in touch with your authenticity. It gives you the energy you need to move things forward. It also aligns you with the spirit of friendship and helps imbue you with true confidence, okay? So there might have been times when you had to kind of fake it until you made it, all right? But you're going to have a reason to feel really confident about your steps moving forward from here. And I think you'll see that as you continue to take these actions in alignment with your instincts moving forward, you're going to see that, wow, there is something pouring back in here for me. The only thing I see is there might be something you're hearing about some kind of wedding, some kind of coming together, you're being invited. And I think something around this get together, it could be a family get together too. It doesn't have to be a wedding, but it could involve maybe somebody that is like your ex, somebody you used to be married to, or maybe a married couple will be there. There's marriage that's factoring into it in some way. There's something about this invitation that you're like, I don't know if I should go. Trust what you feel around that, okay? Because I think there's bad news written all over it. I don't know what that is, but trust it, okay? But as far as you're concerned, Freya coming on through, be bold, okay? Your chariot's going to charge forward here. Very Venusian energy with Freya, all right? If you can't lay them, slay them, man, all right? And slay them by, keeping it moving, all right? Just keep stepping into your power. Don't go back. Keep stepping into your power, Libra, all right? Unleash your adventurous side, take risks, and be daring, all right? So this is about, be a little bold with it. It's okay. Let's see what we got coming in here for you. I felt like making things just real black and white here, really clear, very Libran, Wow, look at the bottom of the deck energy. There's temperance, okay? So you're definitely balancing something out here. Something's been alchemized. I feel like you're in the last stages of this, okay? So I do feel like there's still a little bit to transmute here, but I think that you're going to do just fine with this. And you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. It's possible. If you have a strong Sagittarius placement, do notice where that's at in your chart. What house is it in? That might give you a clue about where this transformation is taking place, okay? So let's say, for example, you have Sagittarius in the third house. That's the house of communication, okay? So there could be some kind of transformational communication you're having, okay? So have a look at that. It's factoring in strongly. And even if you don't have any Sag, pay attention to your ninth house. That's the house of philosophy and optimism and blessings and your spirituality, as well as expansion and travel, okay? So check it out, see what action is going on there, and it will give you some more clues. All right, so tell us about this quest that Libra has before them as they are moving up to that third initiatory gateway, which is that Pisces full moon partial lunar eclipse that is also impacting that north node on the 17th of September. Let's check it out, Libra. What is the nature of this quest? Moving forward, okay? Could be a Cancer in the main frame too. There could be a mother in the main frame. There could be something concerning home in the main frame. You might be considering, should I move, okay? If you feel uncertain about that, hold your horses. The riddle will be resolved, okay? You will get your chariot to come forward, but you got to wait on the timing for spirit here. You got to wait for that poetic justice to roll out, right? It's not about your justice, okay? Because true justice is blind. So when you have, your future fogged, you might want to just kind of like let it go and just trust spirit to direct the course. I don't think you'll be disappointed if you do. All right, what is this quest that Libra is stepping into here, leading up to that third initiatory gateway with the full moon partial lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 17th of October? Okay, crossing position. Communication, the road opening to communication, and you might be worried about this, okay? You might have some anxiety about this. You might have some stress about this. You might also have somebody coming towards you that wants to open things up with you romantically. You might have concerns about this. You might be worried about this. You might be uncertain if you should give this another shot, if you should give this person an opportunity, if you should let them into your heart. This can also be receiving communication and just not so sure. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to have this conversation. You might be stressed out about what you're going to hear. You might be stressed out about what you're going to say. This could also be that invitation coming in that will require you to travel and go somewhere. You're wondering, should I go? You feel stressed around it. Remember what I said. If you feel stressed about it, don't go. This is the crossing energy of this quest for you, okay? What's on the bottom of the deck? You're at the closing of this karmic cycle. Like I said, you've had it mean and heavy here. You've seen the worst of it, Libra, right? There's only one way to go from here, and that's up, okay? And your fortunes are on the rise. We already know that. So what's kind of working against Libra here, moving through this lunar cycle? What is Libra's nemesis? Sitting here wondering if you continue to invest in something that you know just leads to worry, stress, anxiety, like don't do that. Why are you going to do that to yourself? If you already know that something is just going to bring more stress, more worry, more anxiety, why would you do that? The whole energy of the camellia is about peace and is about this beautiful grace, okay? So sink more into that energy, more the love than the war side of your ruling planet Venus, okay? What is Libra's ally? What is Libra's spirit ally moving forward through this lunar cycle leading up to that full moon in Pisces, that lunar eclipse, okay? Again, crossing energy. You got a lot of crossing energy coming in, especially in September. Okay, so there's going to be decisions that you need to make. And this always stresses Libra out when they feel like they don't have all the pieces to the puzzle or they don't have a total lay of the land. We'll dive into that. I do see you're stressed about decisions here. You're stressed about where to invest your energy. What's this coming in? What's your ally here? I love it. Yeah, your ally is to let go and trust. And don't worry about anything that you feel you might miss out on or might be stolen away from you or might be going on, behind your back, any kind of sneaking around. And most of all, be aware of your own inner saboteur. They can kind of rush in and try to fix things and have it all figured out when really what you need to do right now is let go and just trust and rest, okay? And give it a rest. Where you have your suspicions as well, give it a rest. Maybe you don't have all the details. Be inquisitive, be curious, have an open mind, okay? You're not here yet, And if something doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. 23, 50, 44 on the clock. I went to say 55, okay? So I do feel like there is a little bit of upheaval, unpredictability, a little bit of change associated with closing that karmic cycle. Things might get stirred up a little bit. There could be some inner conflict. I feel it's more inner conflict than anything. There is something you will have to leave behind, though, before your ships can come in. And I feel like that's what you're sorting out. There is something here that's kind of creating a little bit of holding back the energy that wants to come in for you. And I also feel like you gotta soften the heart a bit, okay? So the more that you can kind of embrace your daring side, your adventurous side, turn the worry, the fear, the anxiety more into a spirit of excitement, okay? Spin it that way, however you can. It usually helps if you're in the moment. Anxiety is always rooted from worrying about the future, okay? So the more that you can kind of stay present, you'll find that you can move more spontaneously. I think that'll work a lot better for you, Libra. Okay, let's see. What is the lay of the land for Libra, since Libra is still trying to sort this out and figure this out? What is the lay of the land for Libra here? I do feel you have some truth that you're resting on here. I do feel you have Fraggle Rock. I feel like you've already pulled Fraggle Rock from its sheath. So there's going to be some kind of action required of you. Okay, so here we go. The lay of the land is that you do have something rushing in towards you, and this is something that's supposed to come in for you. It's something that's been determined by spirit, and there's a couple keys that come with it. These are keys that belong to two. This is a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, coming in very quickly, may want you to take a chance, may want you to come along for the ride, all right? There may be something that's leveling up here too. This could be an energy that at one time you viewed as a player or somebody who didn't take you seriously, or this could have been a lover and maybe they got a different view at this time. This could also be somebody that has a strong Taurus placement in their chart, okay? This is an adventurous kind of energy. It's also a fast-moving energy. They want you to, you know, go with the flow here. This is a chariot coming in, okay? So I feel like there's something that's leveling up here. Whatever this is, it's a yes from spirit. But there might be part of you that feels a little fearful about really opening up to this. I brought in the Taurus piece, so it could be something around your finances that you're concerned about with this. Having that real, like, solid financial base might be something that's very important to you, Libra. I mean, I see the money's coming in, right? It is coming in. I want to know what this is, though. Okay, what is this about this night? What is this about this night? Something's coming in really quickly. It's some kind of opportunity, all right? But it requires action on your part. And I feel like there's a need to sort of like strike while the iron's hot. You're not going to be able to diddle-daddle, you know, when it comes to this. You're going to have to really like be decisive and be a little bold and a little daring and be like, okay, I'll say yes, you know, I'm going to be all in. I don't know, that marriage piece, is that coming in towards you? Is somebody wanting to merge with you? Is this something that could cause trouble because of news spreading and how others react to it? Ooh, quite possibly we have the Two of Cups here, okay? So this is about a merger. This is about love. This is soulmate energy. There's something that you're freeing yourself from in relation to the past. There's some kind of healing happening here, some kind of alchemy between two. You're healing this together. You're seeing eye to eye. You have a cup for each other here, all right? I mean, Spirit says this is supposed to come in here. What's on the bottom of the deck? Oh, yeah. So maybe that wedding piece is about that. Now, when I say wedding, it doesn't necessarily have to be like an official wedding, although it could be, all right? This could be somebody who was very non-committal in the past. Now they want to commit, all right? Or you could have been very non-committal in the past, and now you might be wondering if you should take the leap and be committal. I don't know. It could be playing out on either side. But I do feel like whatever this is, this coming together, I can see it even with the Hierophant here, Hierophant. I keep trying to correct myself. I always want to say Hierophant, but it's Hierophant. I even looked it up to make sure that I was pronouncing it correctly. It is Hierophant, okay? So whatever this is, okay, with the Hierophant here, it could also be like merging with another to create something together. And it could start out as a merger, like a creative project, okay, with the Cups energy there, something you're creating with another. And maybe you did have connection with this person in the past. This could have been like a past lover. It was 2911 on the clock, 1111 energy, all right? There's something here that maybe you say yes to this, and over time, it also heals the connection, and then something comes out of it. This person could also have a strong Leo placement in their chart, because I'm also noticing that lion's head there, right? There's some kind of freedom here. Something is transforming what used to feel heavy. But I feel whatever this is that's coming together, it's bad news for somebody else, or maybe a group of people, okay? Because I do see conflict around it. So this is possible too. You may be hearing from somebody, they want you to go and, you know, connect with them, or they want to travel with you, or they want you to partner with them on something, or they're approaching you, they want to heal the relationship, okay? It can manifest in a few different ways here. I do feel like whatever this is, it is a leveling up. It's a little bit different than what you're used to from this person. But you might be holding off because you might be worried that there'll be trouble if you say yes to this. It's like it's good news, but you might be afraid of a little trickery with that Seven of Swords, okay? Just because of the history of the connection. And I can see that you could sabotage this too. 30-30 on the clock, okay? 30-30 on the clock. So I do feel like there is some kind of spiritual gift coming in here. And I feel like there's sort of like some spirit helpers on deck with this too, all right? So just really rely on your spirit team at this time. You know, continue to send up your prayers, continue to do what you need to do to stay in a place of balance, really trust your intuition. You know, sometimes you do have to take a risk, all right? I feel like whoever this person is, you two have very witty banter with each other. It's like great communication, all right? All right, let's see. I think you're worried about, you know, this potential beef, this conflict. So what's that about? What is this conflict? What is the beef all about, man? What is this conflict? Why is Libra coming together with this particular person such a bone of contention? Oh. Ace of Wands in reverse. Like, no, people are really against this coming together for sure, okay? It is something that is coming together in the fall here, but somebody is feeling actually quite aggressive about this. They are very combative when it comes to you aligning with this person. So this is what it's about. Somebody doesn't want to share that D. Maybe they're being passed by, okay? And you're the one that's being chosen here. And so somebody is kind of like bitter about that. Yeah, see, that's that third wand that's being left out. Isn't that wild? Look at that. Somebody's being left behind. This road's opening for you, but somebody's being left behind. Whoever's being left behind, this person's super combative and aggressive. I have to tell you, you do need to be aware of this, okay? So if you think the situation needs to cool down a little bit before you take it further, I think this is something that's kind of like a non-negotiable, that this needs to be quelled, ironed out, addressed before you step into this, because this is kind of intense, this energy here. And Ace of Wands in reverse like that is, you know, it's kind of intense. And I also feel like there's an important piece here about don't be quick to like jump in bed with this person. All right, 33 on the clock. That's a building block for your future. You really need to address some matter in here that's very foundational before you move forward with this. Okay, so I encourage you to be open and daring within reason. Okay, don't be stupid, Libra. Don't be stupid, Libra. I don't care how good the D is, okay? Don't be stupid. All right, let's see. What are the consequences Libra's going to have to deal with as a result of their past actions that they've taken? Because I know we're here to balance out our karma, so what work still remains to be done? What work still remains to be done for Libra moving up to this transformational point? What do we got here? The High Priestess in reverse, okay? So I feel like this is really about balancing out something that's really deep in your subconscious. And I feel like it's a way that your shadow has too much power over your view of what's possible. You might be holding on to something from your past that's really deep and really intense. This could be some trauma. There may be times when you act out of your trauma, and there's something that you really need to like, you need to dredge this up. It might be really uncomfortable for you. Maybe when this person comes around too, it activates this for you, and you're really being challenged to transform this. Whatever this is, I do feel like it makes you take a little bit of a deep dive back down into that sort of like Persephone realm. Well, we do know that Persephone does travel to the underworld at the fall equinox. Okay, so this might really come to a head for you during the fall equinox. You might feel like you're integrating a lot of shadow material. That's why I don't feel like you should be so quick to jump in bed in this situation, because there's something that you still need to transmute here. There also could be an aggressive figure in this situation, okay, that has a lot of hostility about this, that does need to be dealt with, all right? This person may be quite combative about this situation. This could be a hidden enemy. When we're looking at the High Priestess, that's Pisces energy. It's also Cancer energy, okay? So there could be something that needs to be addressed here. And you can't just turn a blind eye to it. I feel that, right? I feel that this does need to be addressed. If this is not addressed, this is going to be very problematic for you. There could be people actively working to manifest against this. I just have to say, whatever this is coming together, there could be people that are actively throwing some, you know, kind of control magic around this. Yeah, look at this. 10 of Swords, bottom of the deck. There is a lot of trauma and injury around this situation. There's volatility too. Okay. So just be mindful of this. You do need to have your hackles up. So I'm encouraging you to be open, okay? Open. Do be adventurous in the sense that you're adventurous in regard to knowing that you have the inner spiritual authority, that you've earned that to be able to be decisive, be in touch with your wisdom, make the right calls. But if something don't feel right, it ain't right. Don't let yourself be subject to the glamour, okay? You have to keep your head on straight with this. There's something important that does need to be addressed here. The camellia plant is associated with the moon, all right, and the element of water. So interesting. The moon, the water, again, you know, Pisces energy, Cancerian energy, right? I do feel like, again, the waters, the subconscious waters, there's a lot that's being stirred up here, and there is something that needs to be integrated before this can really be rooted, okay? Be mindful of this. Just trust what comes up for you around this. I would be cautionary around any kind of sexual interludes. Let's just say that, all right? Hold off on that. That's a smart move for you, especially if you're not feeling ready or it doesn't feel right. Don't let yourself be like pressured into anything, okay? What's the power for Libra to gain through self-mastery? I love it. Securing that happiness you want to see on the other side of all this healing work you've done. You've been doing a lot of deep healing work. You've been in a process of self-reflection. This really got kicked off for you. You're just entering this right now. You're like in the final stages of like sort of like cleansing away all the old energy. Some of you have been doing spiritual cleansing because you felt energy that need to be cleared out from the old cycle. Some of this may be residual energy from, you know, magic that was thrown around. You know, if you know people who move like that, maybe you felt energy coming at you. Some of you may have done stuff that you need to clear energy away from that. You know, maybe on the way of the path of alchemy, you did some things that misfired a bit, okay? Nobody's immune to these things, especially when you're learning the ropes as you're walking the path. So I feel like there's a little bit more spiritual cleansing and balancing out that needs to happen here, but you're just about on the other side of this. You could be dealing with an Aquarius in this situation, but there's some kind of good fortune that's secured for you here. There's some kind of happiness that's secured here for you. And that's what's going to start to come to light as you enter October, I feel, is when that energy really builds that promise of what's on the other side. And you are definitely dealing with a fire sign energy in regard to this. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? What's also very significant about this cycle for Libra is that by the time that solar eclipse, the ring of fire, comes through for Libra on the 2nd of October, that marks the time when all of this eclipse energy around the nodes of destiny between you and Aries, it's all like water under the bridge, okay? And from that moment on, it's just like things continue to get lighter, brighter. You get to see the lay of the land. You understand what's going on. You know where your happiness lies, and you're able to align with it very easily. I feel like you'll really be supported in that, and something starts to pour into you and nurture you, all right? It's really beautiful energy. All right. Beautiful energy. Fire sign energy factoring strongly in this situation, whatever this is. Okay, let's see. What's at stake? Just continue to stay in this mode, okay? Self-care, cleansing, spiritual cleansing, self-reflection, integrating the old cycle, being aware of your subconscious motivations, honoring your emotions, doing release work, nurturing what you're growing in your life, okay? One foot in front of the other. I mean, I see your pair here. We got the Queen of Wands, right? So you're both highly independent people. Whoever this is, King of Wands, Queen of Wands, you're both highly independent people. And it's interesting because you used to see this person like this, Knight of Wands. You might have seen them as more of a player type. It's possible. Somebody was seen as more of a player type in this situation. Could be you, Libra. Could work either way, all right? But I have to say this energy is up leveled because the Knight went to the King. The Knight went to the Queen, okay? So you're both highly independent energies, right? We've got strong fire sign energy here. You must have some strong fire in your chart, Libra, or you've been discovering your fire. You've been activating your fire through the challenges you've been through. You might face a fire test of truth, which earns you a bit of fire, okay? I do feel like this is big spear blue energy. You're ready to take some kind of action. It is a match. Whatever this is, it is a match, okay? But you feel so guarded around it. I have to tell you. 9 of Wands, you feel like you really have to be on guard with this. You do. I mean, I think whatever this is, it puts you through the ringer. I think there's some more coming your way to deal with here in September. That's the 9th month energy, all right? So you're sort of like unsure about this approach. That's what I got, all right? The power to be gained is in just standing in your power. Like you can face this squarely, Libra. Just stay strong in your independent energy. You don't need to like sign, your whole life away on the dotted line just because, somebody comes in and it looks good or the opportunity seems to really light you up, or if you have questions or there's something that's uncertain and you feel like, no, that's too risky, you got to honor where you're at. But I feel like a lot of this is sort of like an echo effect is what's coming through. It's stuff related to your past. It's stuff that you still need to kind of like clear out, make peace with. There is a matter you do need to deal with here, and it may take a little bit of courage to face it. But this is also sort of like a redemption point. I feel like it's poetic justice coming through. There's some situation that you're going to face where in the past you might have felt very like insecure around this, or you may have felt like you couldn't really stand up to this person, or you couldn't hold your own, or you kind of just like went along with whatever they said because it was easier and you didn't have the confidence. But this energy is very confident. So I see you being able to rise to that challenge. 43, 44 on the clock. And I also feel like you got some kind of spiritual justice on your side in this situation as well, right? So trust yourself and trust what's to be gained through this as well. It amplifies your power to face this squarely, all right? And it also changes the whole dynamics of this situation. I really do feel that, okay? What's at stake for Libra and those that Libra loves, those that are entering into this next chapter with Libra? Reclaiming fulfillment of what was lost, okay? Something was lost. There was some opportunity that was spoiled here. There was some disappointment. There was something that eluded you. And this is the opportunity for just some pure, good old-fashioned self-gratification of finally getting your way for a change, okay? Maybe you aren't used to getting your way, right? And again, I feel like there's too much reflecting on the past. You got to trust where you're at right now if you're going to embrace this alignment that wants to come in here for you, okay? Your inner saboteur related to your subconscious, related to your trauma, related to difficult experiences you've been through. I get it, Libra. You've been drug a hard mile. I get it. You've been in the South Node. It's not an easy ride. But there really is something here about you have to be able to trust yourself and your wisdom and what you've learned through this process. You are more than capable of standing up to this, of facing this challenge and staying in your strength. And the only thing that's going to come out of it is this real feeling of fulfillment and self-gratification and true prosperity, which I feel is like that spiritual richness when you know that you've overcome something that used to really like have power over you in the past. I see you taking back all of your power. And this is good. And this is a sharing of power here, all right? There's a situation that's been transformed. You still see it through the eyes of the past, and you need to be able to see it as it is now. And that includes you, okay? You may still have this little part of you that sees yourself through the eyes of the past. And there's something about really stepping into this action that will assert who you really are now to yourself. And the feeling of satisfaction and fulfillment that comes through that, it's a beautiful thing. It's its own reward, Libra, all right? You've done the work here, okay? Trust in the work that you've done. And there is something that can really work out for you in this situation. And again, those pentacles are coming in, okay? Do you see you invested in something? You're working hard. There's financial growth here. I think that's going to help too. So if you have a special wish from some kind of financial solvency you're trying to build for yourself, I do see you finding that personal fulfillment. And that may change things a lot for you. It may put things more on an even playing field with this particular character too. There may have been some insecurity around that before, or maybe this person made you feel insecure about that because they had more status, more affluence, more financial means, you know. It's got a little bit of kind of like Pretty in Pink sort of vibes to it, I have to say, okay? You might be like, screw all that. I don't want a Blaine. I just want my ducky, okay? It's possible. It's possible, Libra. But what's at stake for Libra with the new world they want to create for themselves? What's at stake? What's at stake for the new world that Libra wants to create for themselves in this situation? Leading up to that full moon in Pisces, that partial lunar eclipse on the 17th of September. What's at stake? What's at stake for Libra's new world they want to bring into being? Whoa, a whole lot. I mean, this King of Wands and this renewal that wants to come into this situation with the Magician, okay? And this looking good, feeling good, celebrating your growth, also being in a really good place as far as your finances are concerned. This is prosperity. And if you have any kind of business you've been developing for yourself, you got the secret sauce, okay? There's some kind of action you're taking in regard to this too. So this could be somebody who's recognizing this in you. They might be seeing you kind of being a go-getter, especially if this is somebody who maybe felt like you weren't a go-getter in the past, or maybe they didn't recognize what you really had to offer, what you could bring to the table. This might be somebody who likes what they're seeing as far as the work you've done on yourself, how you've grown, how you've evolved. You know, they like to see you really like stepping up into this position of empowerment here. All right. I do see though, you know, we got Magician energy here, but we have the High Priestess in reverse. So I feel like it's time to move out of that more kind of like secretive, I need to kind of like figure you out before I let you in kind of energy. You need to step into the empowered High Priestess energy so you can actually receive this renewal that wants to come in here. This is like a fresh start. I feel like you're getting all the aces here. You're getting an Ace of Cups, an Ace of Pentacles, an Ace of Swords. You definitely got an opportunity for an Ace of Wands, all right? But it requires you to take action and just trust in what you've been building here, okay? Right behind that came Death, okay? So this is Scorpio energy, and I feel whatever you're dealing with here, it's definitely like Scorpio territory. It's that 8th house territory. So there's something here that you do need to clear out in relation to just shadows of the past that are hanging over you. And you have to allow this old cycle to close so there can be a renewal, because we know whatever comes to a close, on the other side of that, there's the rebirth energy. So you're about to head into this place of rebirth. It's interesting. So you're getting some kind of word from this fire sign energy here, okay? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This could be a Sag, kind of Pages of Wands is a Sag character, all right? It's also that Sagittarian house. So I do feel like this is something about, you know, having a philosophical view of a situation. Try to feed the optimism more than you feed the fears in this situation. I feel like both of you have kind of felt like shut out here. Maybe both of you have gone cold. Both of you may have been cut off in this situation. You know, you tried moving away from this situation, but emotionally you weren't able to. I feel like the pain has come forward, and probably for both of you. I mean, it looks like there's some kind of healing that needs to happen here. And this is what's on offer. I mean, somebody wants the promise that comes after the storm. There's some kind of happiness that's desired here. Like, we can reclaim this. We also got Gemini energy here with the Lovers, all right? This may put you in two minds, all right? Here you go, Libra, weighing things out. It's possible, but I feel like it's like that for both of you, to be honest with you, okay? I think that you're both trying to figure something out. You've been at the crossroads for a while. It may have taken a real long time for this offer to come through, but somebody is offering to invest in, you know, making this work, seeing can we get to that place on the other side of the storm. And they're willing to take their time with it, right? There's earth sign energy here too, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And right on the bottom of the deck, there's the Emperor, okay? So this is destiny at work here. All right, you may not see this now, especially because of that eclipse energy that will be coming in on the 17th. So you could be dealing with an Aries, you could be dealing with a Taurus too. But this is also you, right? Rising up. What do you need to do, Libra? Whether you're a man, woman, you need to take action. So that does require you to make some executive decisions here. You got to call some shots. You got to be a little daring. You got to be the innovator here. You got to lead the charge, okay? It's time to really step into your power. And I do feel like there's some kind of worldly advancement here too. So you might be getting the attention of somebody in a position of power that can really level you up as well. Okay, this looks really good. So quite a bit at stake there, you know. Are you going to just stay where you're at because you're nervous, or are you going to level up? You know, this is it. This is about, you know, walking your talk, Libra, okay? What's the cookie? What's the cookie if Libra rises to the challenge here? What's the cookie if Libra rises to the challenge? What's the cookie if Libra rises to the challenge and doesn't sabotage themselves and isn't held back by fear or worried about what it might stir up with, you know, the riffraff, the peanut gallery, you know? What if Libra just really trusts their heart and, you know, goes for it? What's the cookie for Libra? What's the cookie for Libra? What's the cookie for Libra? The Ace of Cups, okay? This is a new beginning. It's fulfillment for you. It's spiritual healing for you. It's integration for you. And from this, it grows so much more. There's so much that will be nourished and nurtured by this, all right? So the cup can only be offered. The blessing can only be offered. Are you going to take it or not? Is it going to come easy? No. There's work involved in this, okay? There's work involved in this. There is. But there's mutual investment, and there is a way to work this out, all right? Let's see, what is the target that Libra should be aiming for? What is the target Libra should be aiming for with that full moon in Pisces on the 17th of September? What is this target that Libra should be aiming for, Spirit? What is the target that Libra should be aiming for, Spirit? What's the target Libra should be aiming for, Spirit? What is the target Libra should be aiming for, Spirit? Ted just shook his head yes. He's like, just go for it, man. Just go for it. Ted knows. Ted knows everything. Always listen to TED Talks. He knows what's up. Okay. Oh my goodness. Come on. Whoop. Landing in your lap. What is it? Look at that. The cookie is that you get to move out of this place of darkness and burden and feeling weighed down by everything you didn't know in the past about where things stood with somebody. And it's going to be finally made clear for you, okay? So you might have had a lot of questions about this character here. It does look like some kind of emotional offer that's coming forward here. This person's serious, okay? They will fulfill it. You may wonder, will they really follow through with what they say with this 10 of Wands here? I do feel like you are battling against your own doubts, your own fears, your subconscious stuff, your shadowy stuff. I feel like you're a little bit guarded. This is what you still need to heal, Libra. This is why it's October magic coming in. You're not quite ready for this, okay? So you really need to do that last bit of integration, healing work, nurture yourself, really get yourself in a loved up position, really empowered by giving to yourself and clearing out this final bit of work. Have the difficult communications, stand in your power, do so with grace. Just trust the flow. Don't try to, push anything or have it all figured out ahead of time. Just move spontaneously and in alignment with your integrity, your intuition, and what your gut's telling you. And you're not going to go wrong here, okay? This will fulfill its promises. It goes from the Knight of the Pentacles to the King of Pentacles, okay? And we also had Queen of Pentacles energy that came in earlier as well. So this is partnership stuff here, okay? So I feel like it's mutual. It's purposeful. It's passionate. It stokes your fire. And there's mutual investment here, all right? This is good. This is good, okay? I mean, I like this. This looks really good for you. Oh, look at the bottom of the deck, the Empress. Empress to Emperor. Okay, good. You're going to make it. I like that. Oh, you had me a little nervous there for a minute, Libra. I'm like, come on, man, get it together. You can do this. You got this. You can handle this. And go ahead and get you a cut of the deck and we'll call this good. And it shows up again. It showed up on the shuffle. There's the Queen of Pentacles right there just to confirm it. And there's the Emperor. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to shut up right now and let this magic take root.